Hi friends, very good afternoon to all of you. Well, this is the second analysis I'm doing on MAH CET for MBA. Today's slot that I have taken was from 9 to 11:30. So that's basically the slot. I had a very grueling journey. I hope all of you had centers nearby. Well, hello Abhishek and Tushar. Right, so guys, let me begin by telling you what was the difference between the exam yesterday and today. Firstly, I believe that this time there was no issue in terms of timing. So the first thing that was noticeable is the timings was about 150 minutes for everyone. So there's no difference at all. Okay, please tell me, sir, how many of you had any problem with respect to timings? Did anyone has any problems with respect to the timings this time? I did not have, personally. I had exactly 150. No more issues. No. Okay, so it looks like they woke up and corrected this entire process. No problem. Good. So, well, everybody today had 150 minutes. Yesterday, quite a few students had 180 minutes. In fact, I don't know if you're aware, my friends, some centers, yesterday second slot yesterday started at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. in Maharashtra, some centers. And the exam went on till 11:30 p.m. That is ridiculous, but it happened. And the paper was the same. So now you know, people who gave from 2 to 4, the exam slot, they came out and they were sharing the questions to the students who were going at 8 o'clock. And the questions were available. And that is the same paper that was given. So that's what happened yesterday. Okay? Will there be a retest is what Sohan is asking. I'll request my team to increase the size of the font a little bit so that I can see a bit more clearly. But yeah, will there be a retest? Sohan, I don't think so there will be any retest. In the history of the last so many years of MAH CET, there have been no retests, unfortunately. So I don't think that will happen, but let's wait and watch. And yes, so let's understand what happened in today's paper. Today's paper, guys. Yesterday when I did the analysis, I said it was an easy paper. Yesterday's morning slot was an easy paper. It was doable. I said the cutoffs will go very high. Today was a reverse. It's exact opposite. It was a difficult paper. Do you guys agree? Do you guys agree? Is it a difficult paper or not? What do you guys say? Sanskriti, Yogita? Yes, it was difficult. Passages were so long. Yes, Tushar. Exactly. Right? It was definitely, I will say, moderate or moderate above. Overall paper. So because Quant was a bit easier. English was a bit moderate or above. Logic was not easy. It was lengthy. Abstract was again doable. So there's some difficult, some easy, some moderate, all put together. I will definitely say it is moderate and moderate plus. Okay? The number of Quant questions, yes Harsh, that also I'll talk in the next slide. The next thing is, the questions were jumbled like yesterday. For me, I had questions, all RCs were together except one RC which came in the end somewhere. Then I had questions coming in from logic and quant mixed up, quant and verbal mixed up. Thankfully, all abstract reasoning questions came at the end, 25 of them. I think that everybody had the same thing. All abstract reasoning questions came at the end for everyone, I hope. Because of my video, abstract was a bit easy. Thanks, Ilyas. That means a lot. It means you have also prepared well. So don't put everything only for me. Please take the credit for yourself too. You have prepared enough. Okay? Got only one rough sheet. Center said CET didn't provide them. Sung. Yeah, I also got one rough sheet. Then I went and asked for 2 or 3 more. They looked at me as if I was asking them money. So they gave me some nasty look. Then I insisted. Then there were 2 or 3 other students who saw me and they got confidence. They also came. So then they realized, okay, everybody will start asking, let them give fast whatever is there. So they gave me some random paper which is crumpled and somewhere they got it from. And they gave it to the 2-3 of us and we went back and sat. So yeah, the papers was an issue to me also. The reviews to give more, well, Asang, unfortunately, I mean, see, I could do that because I have no time constraint for me. Because I don't have to worry about getting marks. I was there only for the analysis. So I could argue. you probably, if you argue, you'll be wasting your time. So that is very unfair. Unfortunately, that is the hard reality of this exam. Okay, I'll give my fair bit of thoughts on this particular exam in a while, but let's take a look at what else happened today. No issue with respect to the time. As I said, this time at least they ensure that the timing is perfect. There is no 180-minute bonus for anybody, 30-minute bonus that is for anyone. But there is one other thing which is glaring. Yesterday also it would have been possible. It would have been there. Today also it is very, very glaring. The paper had many errors. There were questions which are erroneous. I have 2 or 3 questions with me. I'll be discussing them. In fact, I have a lot of questions that I'm going to discuss. Few questions you'll see in that badly phrased, assumptions made in the question which you are not supposed to. Answers which are not supposed to, you cannot get an answer unless certain assumptions are made, and you're not supposed to make those assumptions. But that's how the questions were framed. Okay. Then we had okay, 8 to 10. This is another thing. Very, very lazy way of preparing a question paper. You picked questions from last year's papers as if people will not know that. Guys, there were, in my opinion, around 8 to 10 questions. 8 to 10 that I can remember, which came from previous year's MAH CET, previous year's CAT, previous is not last year, last few years. CAT, ZAT, IAFT, they ripped across the questions. They just copy pasted the questions from so many of the other exams and their own exam. In fact, I remember discussing 2 or 3 questions in the last lap sessions which were from the previous years of MAH CET. They came as it is, and I didn't spend even 5-10 seconds solving them because I remember the answer. I just put the answer and went across. So it's a very, very lazy way of preparing an exam paper, and an exam which is the second highest, which has the second largest number of test takers after CAT. CAT has more than 2 lakhs, just about 2 lakh people writing the exam. MAH CET goes up to 1.3, 1.4 lakhs. So it's a huge number of students writing this exam. But the cell which conducts this exam from Maharashtra, I don't say that they've done a good job at all. Okay. Harsh, what is that word? I have absolutely no clue, my friend. So I didn't answer that. Okay. Okay, we have few questions coming up, or rather few comments coming up. There were some questions, glitches for few seconds. For example, when I was on question 3, question 50 and other questions used to show up for seconds in between, which I found distracting. Asang, it would have happened, probably I didn't find that. Probably it was happening to you for some reason. And it would have happened to others also, but I did not find that glitch. At least my computer's system was not having that glitch. Anyway, let's move on, guys. So was the paper pattern same? No, this time the paper pattern changed to a certain extent. The change were in these 2 sections, logic and quant. Yesterday's slot, we had 75 questions, 25 questions, 50 questions and 50 questions. This is a breakup. Today, however, quant itself, only quant, there were about 50 questions. And there were 4 sets of DI, 4 4s are 16. If I'm not, guys, please confirm, were there 4 sets or 5 sets? I counted 4 sets of 4 questions each. There was one Gantt chart, GANTT. Then there were 2 bar charts and 1 pie. Apart from this, yeah, 4. Correct. Yes, thanks for the confirmation. These are the 4 that I remember. 4 questions each, so 4 4s are 16. So 16 questions from DI, 50 questions from Quant. We had a total of 66 questions from this section. And that ate into the logic. So the logical reasoning went down today. The blood relations that came 10 yesterday were not that many. I think the blood relations are about 3 or 4 today. That's it. 3 or 4 questions from blood relations. So drastic difference. Direction sense also, there were about 6 questions yesterday. I think there are only 2 or 3 questions from direction sense today. So a lot of change in the paper pattern per se. And of course, verbal ability had 50. Again, there's a change here also in verbal ability. Total were 50. Yesterday, this 50 comprised. So in fact, I'll just write it over here so that you guys can see. The 50 yesterday had 13 questions from RC, and the rest of them are 36 questions from vocab plus grammar. Today, there were 18 questions, 5 more questions from RCs. And totally there were 7 RCs. 6 plus 1. I'll say why. What is 6 plus 1? So totally 7 RCs, 18 questions coming from decision making. From reading comprehension, and the remaining 32 coming from your vocab plus grammar. Okay. Coding decoding was there, Harsh. Probably 3 or 4 questions came from coding decoding. They were definitely questions from coding decoding. In fact, I would say there were more questions from coding decoding compared to blood relations. Odd one out was also there quite a bit. Yes. Symbol notation was not there. Yes, I agree. Okay, let's move on and take a look at the verbal ability section. So this is a breakup, as I said, 18 questions, and this had 6 passages from RC. One passage was a decision making passage from 3 or 2 years back ZAT paper. Straight away copied ZAT paper question, one decision making. There were 2 questions here. So that's what happened. Then assertion reasoning, spelling mistakes, which spelling is correct, which spellings are wrong, so on and so forth. Parajumbles was not easy. There were 3 parajumbles of 5 sentences and 2 of 4 sentences. And they were long to read. They were not easy at all. Okay, they were first of all lengthy to read. Tushar, yes, that's very well pointed out, Tushar. There's one very long passage, very long RC and only one question. So now there's no point criticizing it, because the idea is, if you realize there's only one question, you should not have done it. That's the smart move, right? So there's nothing wrong. See, it is in their right to give a very lengthy passage and ask you 1 or 2 questions. Nothing wrong about it. The problem for me with the exam is that there are errors and there is inconsistency in the pattern across the 4 slots. Okay, you don't have a normalization process. Till last year, MAH CT never normalizes. This year there is no comment on normalization. So you are having 4 different slots, 4 completely different patterns, 4 difficulty levels, and people having advantage of 30 minutes in the first slot. That is yesterday 9 o'clock slot. And there is no normalization. So what is it as an exam that you're trying to achieve? Right? So, somebody has to really take them up and question them, because while I understand some of the top colleges are taking these exams, taking this exam into consideration, like JBIMS, Sydenham and all, they need to start questioning this MAH CT cell. Look, you are messing around with students' lives. And the 4th slot is remaining, Harsh. Yes, I understand. We'll see what happens. I think Vikrant sir will be taking up the 4th slot. Anyway, vocab, statement assumption, analogy was there, odd one out was there, statement conclusion, fill in the blanks, again vocab based fill in the blanks, antonyms, word association, critical reasoning. Critical reasoning was missing yesterday. Today there were 2 questions from critical reasoning. Okay, yesterday it was completely missing. Today they were also your data sufficiency questions. Yesterday they were missing. Today there were about 3 questions of data sufficiency. 3 or 4 questions of data sufficiency, if I'm not mistaken. So yes, the paper pattern is quite a bit different compared to what happened yesterday. Okay. Ashish, thanks for the words. Ashish, means a lot to us. I hope we were able to help you in all the sections that you are preparing for. Hard to find logic in AR. Abstract reasoning, Aditya. Yeah, it was not illogical. There was a logic to be found. Logical abstract reasoning was the only section which I found consistent across the slots. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. Logical reasoning, we could not put in all the questions. There were 59 questions, but I could only manage to get these many right now. Complete the series 2, odd one out was 1. Calendars, so many questions from calendars, clocks. Direction sense was less, blood relations were less, analogies, cubes, arrangement and matrix, linear arrangement and matrix based arrangement. So these are the type of questions that I was able to at least note down, make a note of it and bring it. But there were again some questions which I could not write down. So this tally will not add up to 59 if you notice. Okay, let me take a couple of questions. How would you rate the second 2-floor puzzle? Okay, Abhishek, can you just go up? How would you rate the 2-floor puzzle with 8 rooms per floor? Asan, it's a very good question. Guys, all of you remember this 2-floor puzzle with 8 rooms per floor? You guys remember this? Now, there's a beautiful way to solve this question. Okay, look at the statements given. There were 2 floors, floor 1 and ground floor, and they were supposed to be X and 2X. The first floor is supposed to have double the number of people compared to the ground floor. So totally the number of people are 3X, correct? Which means the total number of people should be a multiple of 3, correct? The options were 30, 28, 27, 3 and some non-multiple of 3, something like 26, something like this. So this is ruled out because they are not multiples of 3, and 3 is ruled out. 3 is itself ruled out because there are other conditions which says that every wing should have 11 and so on and so forth. So 3 is not possible. So the only things are 30 and 27. Right? 30 and 27. Now one more condition given is the person was expecting certain number of people, but there were 3 less number of people who came. 3 less number of people who came. Now total rooms are 16. Maximum per room are 2. So what is the maximum number of people that can come? 16 into 2 is 32. Maximum people who can fit are 32 people. So if I was expecting 32 people, how many people can come to me? Maximum 29. Maximum 29 people only can come to me. So 30 people cannot come. So 27 is the only answer. So I solved this puzzle without actually getting into the conditions and looking at how arrangements. I just looked at the constraints, tried to see what is the maximum minima, eliminate the options. Okay, does that answer your question, Hassan? So how would you rate this? If you got the idea, I would rate this as moderate, but if you did not get the idea, if you want to get into the solving of it, it's a difficult one, definitely difficult one. Okay. Okay, so do you know one more? Deep said, do I know what? One more what? Okay, Abhishek, can you please go down? Right, so we have a lot of questions coming away, so don't worry. We'll discuss that. Anyway, abstract reasoning, the overall difficulty level was easy to moderate. If you are prepared well based on what we are discussing, if you have attended our last lab sessions, if you have attended our abstract reasoning sessions, you would have been able to crack this section pretty much, because they were not very difficult unknown questions from abstract reasoning. These were known. We have done a lot of such questions, so it was not mind-boggling at all. So this, I would say, was doable, abstract reasoning. Okay. Total number of questions in AR were 25. That did not change. All right. Now Quant, again, we had a lot of questions coming from Quant, 50 from Quant itself and 16 from DI. So we had ratio proportions, trigonometry. There's one trigonometry heights and distance question which is crazily lengthy. You know, that lighthouse. It was not easy at all. Then we have probability questions, linear equations, percentages, permutation and combination, averages, mixtures and allegations, progressions, profit and loss, time, speed and distance, time and work. Look at this, 11 questions from this area. Time, speed and distance, time and work. Simple interest, compound interest, mensuration, HCF, LCM, simplification. Simplification, it was lengthy, not easy at all this time. And rationalization, this is an easy question. Okay. AR questions were repetitive. Yes, Shivam, that's why I'm saying it is doable. It was not difficult at all. At one center, the test ended at 120. Even today, Mansi, are you sure? Or was it yesterday? Mansi, Jatanya, today also the test ended late? Nikhil, they will not do like that. They will not give the extra marks randomly. Okay, they will not do that. Mansi, yesterday, yes, yesterday all sorts of nonsense happened. All sorts of nonsense has happened yesterday. And now if you ask me, what will the exam convener do about it, I don't think they'll be doing anything. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But usually they don't do anything about it. They'll just let it pass. In slot 2, there were about 6 clocks in one line, and there were about 5 lines such that we had to find odd one out, or in 2 to 3 questions, same pattern. Okay, so slot 2 AR was very difficult. No logic. SG. Slot 2 was yesterday evening. Okay. Nikhil. Okay, Nikhil is asking a very interesting question. Guys, I'm going to spend some time talking about it. Nikhil is asking, how will the cutoffs happen? Now guys, unfortunately, there is no normalization. I hope they do normalization today. But as of today, we don't have any information on normalization, because till last year, 100% sure no normalization till last year. This year there is no information, which means they are going to do what they were doing till last year. So there, mostly in my opinion, there is no normalization. Now if there is no normalization, what will be the cutoffs? The cutoffs, my friend, will therefore depend on the slots that got easier paper. Why? Because people who got easier papers will be able to get higher scores. People who wrote it in today's morning slot will be getting a lower score. And because there is no normalization, unfortunately, even if you are a very good student who's capable of getting, let's say, a 99.99, because your slot was difficult, your score will be lower, and therefore you'll be getting a lower percentile. That's a very bad state of affairs, and there's nothing that we can do about it. This is unfair to all students. Yes, Yogita, I truly understand that, and I completely sympathize. But unfortunately, this is how MAH CET has been conducting their exam for so many years. Yes, Gaurav, just CET sell things. See, I can say that, but I can understand the plight of the students, because see, for me it doesn't matter. I've been writing it only for the analysis, but you guys have studied so much, you've put in so much of effort. Probably we'll wait and see what will happen this year, if they will take any of these things into cognizance before taking a decision. I hope better sense prevails and some good justice is done to students to whom the paper has been unfair. But anyway, let's move on. Okay, so we had DIs, four of them: Gantt chart, bar graph, 2 bar graphs, and 1 pie chart. Totally there were 16 questions. CET should be barred from conducting exams. Well, that's a wishful thinking, Mayur. That will not be happening. People are saying it is a CAT level paper. Not really, Gaurav. But they were, see, the thing is, they were extremely difficult questions. They were extremely dead easy questions. That's how it was. You will see, in fact, I have some questions coming up for you. We have questions which are actually difficult, which are lengthy. CAT level questions, definitely. There are some questions which are like 2nd standard, 3rd standard. Students who know multiplication will get the answer. Both type of questions existed. Okay? Very easy paper pattern, less computer and more students plus technical problem, etc. Yeah, that is true. Okay, so cutoffs. Now, I do not put the cutoff slide here because it is very, it's almost impossible for me to say what will be the cutoff, because now we don't have a single paper. We have 3 different papers, 3 different nonsenses happening, 3 different difficulty levels. Now, I was able to give a prediction for the cutoffs based on the first slot yesterday. Today, if I have to give a cutoff based only on today's slot, I will say all these marks will go down by -4 to 5 marks. But that's the problem. I cannot say that that is going to happen, because if this is the only slot, I would have said the paper is difficult compared to last year, so the cutoff will go down. But that is not the case, because yesterday's paper was easy. The morning slot was very easy compared to this. So I cannot say what will be the cutoff for this particular slot, because in the overall scheme of things, thousands of students would have given the paper yesterday. They will make up for the they will get good scores because of the easy paper. Okay, so it will be difficult for me to put a number for this particular slot. But if I were to give a number only based on this slot, it will be -4 to 5 marks. But that is not how it is being calculated. You will just get your raw score. They will put all scores in descending order. The toppers, they will calculate the percentile that way, unfortunately. Deep said, why no analysis of slot 2? Unfortunately, Deep, none of our faculty members, there were almost 8 of us who filled up the MAH CET. None of us got the second slot. Now, we do not want to do an analysis based on what students are saying, because when we give an analysis, we wanted our inputs of faculty members whom we rely upon. So because we did not have a reliable source who could tell us what is the difficulty level and things like that, we did not have a slot analysis yesterday in the second slot. We did not want to give out incorrect or ambiguous, analysis. That's the reason why we didn't have slot number 2. Okay. Abstract is on another level yesterday. Vivek, you're talking about second slot was very difficult, is it? Deep, they hate coaching centers. So if we protest, they will do the reverse of it. It's the students who should take it up. It's the students who should write to them, the students who should do it. Coaching centers protesting, they will take it on their ego. So we usually don't do that, that's why. Would everybody with 180 minutes go to JBMS? I don't think so, because 180 minutes is 30 minutes extra, I understand that, but not necessary that everybody is smart enough to answer their extra questions in 30 minutes. It all depends on who got into that 30 minutes advantage. You solved 168, Sanika, that's a wonderful number of attempts. That's an awesome number of attempts in today's slot. Okay, let's move on. Okay guys, so I have questions coming up. I have some questions for you. Let's see if you can get the correct answers. Okay, the first question. Do you guys remember the answer? What is the answer to the first question? Yes, Sakshi, I know. Many students got 180 minutes yesterday. Nikhil, taking a gap for CET is not at all a good idea. Frankly, it is never a good idea, because this is one of the most unreliable exams. One of the most unreliable exams, historically proven. So, taking a gap or taking a break for this particular exam, I would not have recommended it at all. Okay. What is the answer? Yes, the correct answer I believe was 50. So a bag contains 1 rupee, 50 paise and 25 paise coins in the ratio 8:5:3. If the total amount is 112.5, the number of 50 paise coins. So if you take the total as 8x, 5x and 3x, you will get by 1, by 2 and by 4. The total should be 112.5 rupees. So take the LCM. So 8 4s are 32 plus 5 2s are 10 plus 3 times of x by 4 is equal to 112.5. So your x should be equal to 4 into 112.5 by 30, 42, 45. Okay, so how much is this? 112 into 4 is 448 plus 2. So 450 by 45. So this is 10. So your x is 10. So the middle value is 5x. So 50 paise coins are 50. That's your answer. Okay. समीर, सेंटर जाने में 500 रुपीज लग जाते हैं. समीर बेटा, मेरा सेंटर 70 किलोमीटर दूर था. It was 70 kilometers far away from my house. So had I taken a taxi, it would have costed me nothing less than something around 2000 rupees one way. Okay, so yours is much more cheaper that way. It took me 3 hours 45 minutes to drive up and down in my car. Okay, it was crazy far away for me. It's unfair even to those who were in the first slot yesterday, got the timer of 180 minutes but got just 150 minutes. No, Mansi, see, 180 minutes, 150, that is also unfair, I agree, but that didn't happen to everyone. Many of them, they continued for that extra 30 minutes. In fact, a couple of my colleagues gave the exam. The exam center wanted to stop the exam after 150 minutes. They could not do that. Then they said, okay, let it continue. You are getting 30 minutes grace marks, grace minutes. That's crazy. Okay, what is the second answer? X number of boosters checked into a hostel but found that the rooms. Okay, what is the answer to this, guys? What is x minus y? Anyone? What is the answer to the second question? Quickly. Pragati, it is MAH CET, not MACHET, and it is Maharashtra. MAH stands for Maharashtra Common Entrance Test. Or is it 12 or 9? Okay, let's quickly do this. Oh, sorry. Right, so we have, let's say the number of people, boosters are X. So the number of rooms, if they are staying 2 per room, they will occupy X by 2 number of rooms. And plus 2 rooms were vacant. So this is equal to the total number of rooms, which is Y. Now, if they were staying 4 per room, so X by 4 plus 7 is equal to Y. So you got 2 equations, solve them. X by 2 plus 2 equal to X by 4 plus 7, or X by 4 equal to 5, X equal to 20. If X equal to 20, your Y equal to 12. Okay, so what is the difference of X minus Y? It is 20 minus 12, which is 8. Okay, it is 8. The correct answer is 8. Clear? Let's move on. If today is Sunday, again, so this is an example of dead easy questions. If you know the concept of odd days, you will get your answer. 7 7 7 7 5 when divided by 7, what is the number of odd days? Odd days are 5 odd days. The remainder is 5. So Sunday, 5 days later, it is Friday. Over. So this, you did not even have to put a pen and paper. So there were questions like this, and then there are questions which are difficult also. We'll see 1 or 2 difficult questions also. Sonu, what is the question? CAT 2023 aspirant sir batch, CAT batch. Sonu, this is not the platform to talk about CAT 2023 batch starting. This is a MAH CET discussion, right? So if you have any queries, please mail it to the BYJU'S team. We will respond to you. So I'm not getting into the CAT discussion right now, Sonu. Okay, next question. Tanuj takes a big cube whose sides are 4 centimeters each and cuts them equally into smaller cubes. So you have smaller cubes like this. Okay, so 4 by 4 and like this also 4. So you have 4, 4, 4. 4 into 4 into 4, 64. Once again, simple, straightforward question. Okay, next, the position of how many digits? Okay, this again, a kid can do this. A small kid who is in the 2nd standard, 3rd standard, who knows what is ascending, descending order can do this. Look at this, 5, 2, 3, 1, 6, 9. Now write it in the ascending order. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 9. What is same? 9 is same, 6 is same, 3 and 2. So 4 digits are remaining the same. 4 digits are remaining the same. Zeno and Gaurav, it is not 3, my friends. It is 4. Okay. Next, Mantri's faulty compass shows. Again, this is not a very difficult question. It's an easier one. So we have east, west, north, south. Now what they are saying is west is shown as northeast. So this is becoming northeast. And north, this is north, is shown as southeast. So this should be your east, which means this should be your west. So this will become east, west, and this will become your north, and this will become your south. This is the faulty compass. So what is it saying? Southwest. Where is southwest? Southwest is here. So what is this? This is east. Actually, this is southwest is east. So the correct answer is D. Option D. Right? Again, easy questions. Dune Fernandez, all these questions are from today's morning slot, slot number 3. Okay, if Vishal is to the south of Virat, again a very easy question. Virat is here. Vishal is to the south. So this is Vishal, south. And Vani is to the east, Vani. Which direction is Vani located with respect to Vishal? What direction is this? This is northeast, northeastern direction. Option E. So all these questions, so you have to search for these kind of questions. They were dead easy questions available for you in quant and logic. But again, they were mixed. You have to be smart enough to leave difficult questions, keep going and searching for these kind of questions. Okay, look at this, probability. Give me the answer to this. How many of you know got the answer to this? Quinn throws 2 ordinary, okay, this is not probability, this is dice. Questions based on dice. What is the answer, guys? Let's see how many of you are able to get the correct answer. Anyone? 5 is the correct answer. Very good. So guys, the funda here is in a normal die. In a normal die, opposites are always 1 is opposite of 6, 2 is opposite of 5 and 3 is the opposite of 4. This is always standard. A standard die, ordinary die means 1 and 6 are opposite, 2 and 5 are opposite, 3 and 4 are opposite. Now if 3 and 6, so if I say 3 is this side, 6 has to be this side. If 6 is this side, it is not 3 and 6, I believe. 3 is here, 6 is here. So what is opposite of 3? Opposite of 3 is 4. Opposite of 6 is 1. So this side total should be 4 plus 1, 5. That's it. Yes, Harsh, I definitely agree. They were easy questions, but they were more hard questions compared to yesterday's section or yesterday's morning slot. Okay? Okay, next, a 4-digit number is found by using only the digits 1, 2, 3 such that both 2 and 3 appear at least once. Now guys, what is the answer to this? Did you get the answer to this question? Both 2 and 3 appear at least once. Maybe 24 is 24. Okay, let's see. So what are the possibilities? I have 2, 3 and other digits. Sorry, 1 and 1, because other digits is only 1. 2, 3, 1, 1 is one possibility. Correct? Next possibility is I will repeat 2, 3 and 1. Next is I will repeat 3 and 1. And next possibility I will repeat only 2s and 3s. Any other possibility that I'm missing out? Anyone? 2, 3, 1, 1. So 2 1s, 1, 2, 1, 3. 2 2s, 1, 3, 1, 2. 2 3s, 1, 2, 1, 1. And 2 2s and 2 3s. Is there any other possibility? Am I missing out anything? If not, then this answer, the number of 4-digit numbers you can form here is 4 factorial by 2 factorial. Here it is 4 factorial by 2 factorial. Here also it is 4 factorial by 2 factorial. Here it is 4 factorial by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. So how much is this? This is 4 into 3 into 2 by 2. This is 12. This is also 12. This is also 12. So 12 3s are 36. And what is this? This is 12 by 2, which is 6. 36 plus 6, 42. And this is where I had a problem. The answer option was not there. The answer option was not there. A 4-digit number is formed by using only the digits 1, 2 and 3 such that both 2 and 3 appears at least once. The number of all such 4-digit numbers shall be which of the following. So the correct answer was not there. So this is one of the error questions that I found, at least. I hope you understood the concept and you didn't find any error in what I did. Yes or no, guys? Aditya, Gaurav, Vivek, Harsh. Is there any discrepancy in what I solved, what I did? Is it logically correct? Did I miss a point? Can you guys confirm? Everyone will get 1 mark, be happy. It doesn't really matter because it's the same for everyone. Okay, next. How much does an ordinary wall clock goes or lose per 24 hours if its hands coincide every 64 minutes? So first let's take a look at what is happening. How many minutes will it take for a hand to coincide? So coinciding is 360 degrees divided by relative speed. Relative speed is 11.5. So this is 720 by 11. So 11 6s are 66. So 60 11 5s are 55. So it is 65 5 by 11. So one coincidence in 65 5 by 11. But now one coincidence is happening in 64 minutes. One coincidence is happening in 64 minutes. Right? So what does it mean? Is a clock going fast or is a clock going slow? Oh, 2 2 2 3 is there. Okay, my bad. Okay, I think I missed one more point. Okay, I think, okay, let's see. This is 42 plus, okay, somebody mentioned 2 2 2 3. I think I missed this. 3 3 3 2. So this is 4 plus 4, 8. Oh, 50 is there. My bad. Then 50 is correct. Yeah, thanks for that. Aryan, thanks for that. I think I missed that part. 2 2 2 3 because I took only two 2s repeating. I did not take 3 2s. In fact, I can get more than that, I guess. I can't, yeah, this is the only thing. I can't get more than this. I need to have at least 1 3. Right? So, Aryan, that's very good. Thanks for pointing it out. Anyway, so guys, what is the answer here? 64 minutes it is meeting. So, how much does an ordinary wall clock goes to lose per 24 hours if its hands coincide every 64 minutes? So, it is actually running fast. So, why is there a time loss? It is not a time loss at all. Right? It is not a time loss. So, let us assume that this is supposed to be gain. Let us say it is supposed to be gain, but in the exam paper it was given as loss. In the exam paper it was given as a loss. That's another discrepancy that I found. Not another, this is the discrepancy that I found because this is not a discrepancy. One of you thankfully helped me correct it. But anyway, coming back to this. So, you're gaining 1 5 by 11 in 65 5 by 11 minutes. In 64 minutes. So, in 60 minutes, 60 into 24 minutes, how much will you gain? That's the question. So, the cross multiplication is 60 into 24 into 1 5 by 11. So, that is 16 by 11 divided by 64. So, 4 goes, 16 4s are 64, 6s are 24, 360 by 11. This is 11 5s are 55, 10 11 2s are, 11 3s are 33, 30 11 2s are 22, 8 by 11. So 32 8 by 11 is the answer. But again, this is not lose. It's supposed to have been gain, but they gave it as lose. Clear, Deep and Vivek and others? Yes, Abdul, I made the change, correction I believe. So the correct answer here is 50 and here it is. Not lose, actually it's supposed to be gain, but that's okay. Okay, a company offers 5 types of, okay, this I think is straightforward. The highest is 40 plus 5, 45%. That is offer number 3. Because in fact, there's no other value which is even adding up to 45. Whereas here, the single discount of 40% you're getting. That's the highest, right? So that's very straightforward. Akash leaves his hotel. Again, a very, very straightforward question. 2 kilometers north. 2 kilometers north. Very, very straightforward. Dead easy question. Correct? Next. Small identical cubes have been put together to form a large cube. Okay, this is a very nice question. 125 small identical cubes, which means you're talking about 5 by 5 by 5. 5 cross 5 cross 5. So this is 125. Now this has to be covered by a larger cube. So if this 5 by 5 by 5 should be covered by a larger cube, what is the next size? The next size is 6 by 6 by 6, correct? The next size is 6 into 6 into 6. So how many more do you need? The difference between these two. So 6 into 6 into 6 is 36 into 6, which is 216 and 125. The difference is 9, 8, how many is much? Okay. 36 into 6. Oh, sorry, this is 256. 6 is a 36, 6 is a 18, 19, 20. No, this is correct only, 216. 216 and 125. So this should be about 89. So did I make a mistake? Just let me check. Oh, not 6 by 6 by 6. Sorry. Yes, that's the error. What is the error? So if you have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to cover this, you need 7. You need plus 1 and plus 1 here. So 5 by 5 by 5 will get covered using 7 by 7 by 7, not 6 by 6 by 6. Because remember, you want one block on the left, one block on the right. So this 5 horizontally will become plus 1 plus 1. It will become 7. Similarly, you want one block on the top, one block at the bottom. So the vertical 5 will become plus 1 plus 1, 7. So you want 343 minus 125. This is the extra you need. So this is 8, this is 1 and this is 2. So 218. That's option E. Clear? An English calendar for a leap year repeats itself after a gap of at least how many years? The answer is 28. A leap year repeats after 28 years. Okay. 2 men. Again, this is a circular race problem, not very difficult. Run a 4 kilometer race on a circular shaped course of 1 by 4 kilometer if their speeds are in the ratio 5:4. Okay, now this is a problem again. How often? What is the meaning of how often, guys? If I ask you how often do you, let's say, play, what is the answer? What do you mean by that? What is the frequency of your playing, correct? Or if I ask you how often do you read, it means in a day how many times you read, or in a day how many minutes do you read, something like that. Or in 1 week how many days do you practice, something like that. That is the meaning of often. Whereas here they are talking about by the time the race ends, totally how much you are doing. So often is not the correct word. Okay, so it's like saying in the next 10 days how many hours you studied versus how often are you going to read in the next 10 days. If I ask you how often will you read in the next 10 days, your answer can be I will read daily once. And if I ask you how many hours will you, daily 1 hour could be your answer. And if I ask you how many hours will you read in the next 10 days, daily 1 hour into 10 will be 10 hours. That is your answer. Here they're using the word often, but asking the meaning is total, which is not correct actually. But that's what they meant. They're talking about totally how many times will the meeting passing happen. Okay. So what is the answer to this? Anybody remembers? So we have 2 men running a race 1 by 4 kilometer, which means there are totally 16 circles. for A. 16 circles A has to run. Now their ratio is 5:4, right? The ratio is 5:4, which means by the time 5 circles are run by the faster guy, the slower guy will run 4 circles. They will meet only once. They will meet only once. So 5 circles the faster guy is running, they have met once. Another 5 circles they will meet one more time. Another 5 circles they will meet one more time. 15 circles they will meet 3 times. Next circle the race is over because the faster guy wins. So there is no more meeting. So 3 times they have met. The answer is option B. Okay? Yes, Aditya, that's perfect. Coney Guinea question was also wrong. I have that question, I believe. Okay, I have that question. I'll discuss that. If Charlie cannot go to a market on Thursday, Friday and Monday. Okay, this is a very interesting question. Guys, what is the answer to this? This is a very beautifully framed question. Some positive about MAH CET too. What is the answer to this? Anyone? Very good. The correct answer is 2nd August. So you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He cannot go to the market on Thursday, Friday, Monday. So Monday, Thursday, Friday and Sunday the market is closed. So what is left for you? You have Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday left. Now he went on Wednesday. So this is 27th July. When should he go next so that he can go 2 times consecutively? So if this is 27, this is 28, 29, 30, he cannot go 30. Why? Because if he goes to 30 on 30th, the next day he cannot go, the market is closed. This is 31. Next is 1st. Now 2nd of August. If he goes on 2nd of August, which is a Tuesday, he can also go on 3rd of August, which is a Wednesday. Hence the correct answer is 2nd of August. Very nicely framed, simple question. Which of the following year will ours the same calendar will have the same calendar exactly as 2009? So the answer is 2015. The answer is 2015. I am not getting into the calculation part of it. You'll just have to look at the odd number of days. A non-leap year, odd number of days adding up to 7. That's what you need to look at. That will happen in 2015. Okay? Right? Next, an ordinary cube of side 8 each. Okay, this is again. What is the answer to this? Guys, what is the answer to this? Anyone got this? An ordinary cube of side 8 centimeters each is painted on all its sides and later cut into identical smaller cubes having 2 centimeters each. 2 centimeters each. So remember, 8 centimeters now cut into 2, which means how many cubes are going to get formed? 4. 2, 2, 2, 2. Similarly, vertically also 2, 2, 2 and 2. So 2, 2, 2, 2. So you have 4 by 4 by 4, which is 64 cubes. 64 cubes are formed. Correct? Now, you want to go one layer inside. One layer inside means 2 by 2 by 2. Completely inside is 2 by 2 by 2. We just saw. Going from inside to outside is plus 2 addition. From outside to inside will be minus 2 subtraction. Same logic. So this is 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8. So how many cubes will be completely without color? So the entire inside cube which is there will be without color. That is 8. That is your answer. Again, very straightforward. 5 classmates now. Okay, this is the one which is an error. Again, there's a problem in this. Look at this. 5 classmates normally ikki, hinky and honey. Was it Hinny or some other character? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this was Ginny. This is G. Yeah. Because there's only one H. There's only one H. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, no initials repeated. That's what I remember perfectly, Asag. We think alike. Anyway, so we have, this is supposed to be G. So we have I, G, H, J and K. I scored more marks than K. G scored more marks than J. However, somebody who got more marks than K and J, who was this? This is I think we missed it. Somebody got more marks than K and J. So who is this K and J? Was it H? I think it was H. Honey. Yeah, Honey. No, Honey got more than K and J. So this is what you have. Now you can't conclude anything from this. You can just, so the question is, find out who amongst the following has the lowest marks. Lowest marks. Now definitely I is not the lowest because K is lower than I. So I is not your answer. H is not the lowest because there is K and J both. Then K could be the lower, we don't know. G is not the answer. G is not the answer. H and I. H is not your answer. Anyway, that is gone. So you are left with K. So the question is, who among the following has the lowest mark? So therefore it is correct. Now the doubt that I have was there who among the following, or the question was who has the lowest marks? What is the question phrased, guys? How is it phrased? Was it who among the following, or was it who has the lowest marks? If it is who has the lowest, or who got the lowest, then the answer is cannot be determined. Then the answer is cannot be determined. But if it is who among the following, then it is a correct question, because out of these people, who is the least? Out of these people, clearly K is the least, in which case that is the correct answer. So I am not sure what was the question. Was it amongst, or was it who has? Has is absolute, it's not relative. Whereas who amongst means it is relative comparison. Relative comparison, you'll get an answer. But who has, which means absolutely low, because we don't know between K and J who is the least. So we cannot determine. Clear? If a seller sells the good, okay, the answer to this was 1% discount. Very straightforward calculation, 1% discount. The next one, Radhe and Shyam started from the same point, 28 kilometers, long circular path, and began to drive the speed of 9 and 5. If they travel in the opposite direction, then after what time will Radhe and Shyam meet each other? So 28 by 14, which is 2 hours. That's it. Done. Opposite direction is relative speed addition. So 2 hours is your answer, option A. Straightforward. A box contains, okay, this is another question. A box contains 2 red, 3 green, 2 blue balls. What is the probability that the balls drawn are not blue? Now the question is, how many balls are drawn? Not mentioned anywhere. How many balls are you drawing, boss? 1 ball, 2 balls, 3 balls. Depending upon that, the answer will change. Okay. So what is the probability that the balls drawn are not blue? Okay. So I assumed that first 1 ball is drawn. If 1 ball is drawn, the answer is 5 out of 7. 5 out of 7 was not there. So that assumption is wrong. Then I assumed, okay, let me draw 2 balls. If 2 balls are drawn, they should not be blue. So what does it mean? 5C2 by 7C2. So this is 5 factorial by 7 factorial. This is 5C2, 5 into 4 by 7 into 6. 2 2s are 2 3s are. This is 10 by 21. 10 by 21 I think was there. One of the options was 10 by 21. 16 by 21 was not there, or was it there? 5C2 is 5 into 4 and 7C2 is 7 into 6. 2 2s are 2 3s are. 10 by 21. Guys, do you remember 10 by 21? This is not sell at MRP, guys. This is 1% discount. Yeah, this was 10 by 21. This is 10 by 21. Because I remember that. I did this. You know, let's assume 1 ball, let's assume 2 balls, let's see what happens. And then I got the answer. So this is the correct answer. So it is not given that 2 balls are drawn. It is not given that 2 balls are drawn. Once more, another error in this question, because you are assuming it. Okay? Guys, if you have liked my analysis till now, I have some more questions coming your way. Please give me a like on this video, because your likes will give us, think of it as a booster shot for us to come up with more and more sessions for you, right? So please hit on the like button right now. Let's move on. Meera and Amal walk daily a circular track starting from the same point at the same time. If they walk in the same direction in 45 minutes, Amal completes exactly 3 more rounds than Mira. If they walk in the opposite direction, they meet for the first time after 3 minutes. The number of hours Mira walks, the number of rounds. The number of rounds Mira walks in 1 hour. What are the answer to this? I think this was 12. 12 rounds. Carlton Fernandez, I think they will discard the questions for everyone. Typically what they do is, if there is a mistake in the question, they will give 0 for everyone. Okay. Next. Okay, guys, what is the answer to this? Let me see how many of you are correct. Meher's father have with Meher's father's mother's daughter's only nephew. Okay, Aditya, Deepesh, Gaurav, everybody is saying father. My answer is cannot be determined. Now tell me, why is it cannot be determined? Actually, the answer should be cannot be determined. This is also an error. I'll tell you why it is an error. I am telling you it is cannot be determined. Can somebody tell me why? What is wrong? Why is it cannot be determined? Because all of you assumed that Mihir is male. This is an assumption. They did not give that Mihir is male. And in blood relations, you are not supposed to go by the name. You are not supposed to go by the name. Okay? You're getting it? So because Mihir's gender is not given, we don't know whether Mihir is male or female. Hence, the answer should have been cannot be determined. But they assume that Mihir is male. In my opinion, this is not a correct question. Because no blood relation question should assume the gender based on a name. It's as simple as that. This is one of the basic fundamentals we teach in blood relations. For example, if we say Kiran, tell me now, what is the gender? Is it Kiran, is it a male name or a female name? You don't know, because it's unisex. People who are male will also have Kiran as a name. Females also have Kiran as a name. So when such names exist, how can you go by gender? And if you're framing questions based on names, then that's wrong. That you're not supposed to do that. अभिषेक सेज आधे क्वेश्चंस गलत है, बाकी का आंसर गलत कराया, क्या होगा मेरा? अभिषेक बेटा, तुम्हारा कुछ नहीं हो सकता है. Okay, will they discard these questions? Yes, Carlton, they will discard these questions. Only nephew will not change. Nephew is the gender for somebody else, not for Mihir. This nephew is not Mihir, please keep in mind. So nephew will not change your answer. Mihir's father have with the only nephew. So this person, what is the gender? Unless you know this person's gender, you can't say what will be the relationship between this person and the nephew. Okay, moving on. A correct clock shows 9 o'clock in the morning. Through how many degrees will the... okay, this was our hand rotate when the clock shows 3 o'clock on the same afternoon. So this is 180 degrees. This is straightforward, right? 9 o'clock was this side, now 3 o'clock this side. So exactly 180 degrees. Okay? All the students in a particular class in a primary school are standing in a straight line. This answer was 41. This is again very easy, not very difficult. You have, 20 people here, you are the 21st. Similarly, 20 people here, you are the 21st. So totally there are 20 plus 20 plus 1. 1 person here. So 20 plus 20 plus 1 is 41. Now this was a ZAT question, not an easy question. The probability answer is 1 by 3. The probability answer is 1 by 3. Saraf says, what relationship should Mihir's father? Was it Mihir's father or Mihir? Guys, was this Mihir's father or Mihir? I remember it as Mihir. Was it Mihir's father? Was it given as Mihir's father or Mihir have with? Mihir's father. Oh, then the answer is father. Then this is correct. Then this is father. Because I remember reading it as Mihir. Anyway, let's move on. So that's not an error then. That is nephew only. That is father only. That is correct. So Sunita was to visit the temple. The answer here is 135 degrees. The answer is 135 degrees. Okay, what is the answer to this? I believe this was 288. They already gave 288, correct? So 288 by 800 into 80 by 100. So 80 into 8. So 8 3s are 24, 8 6s are 48, 4 9s are 36, 4 20s are into 100. So this was 45. Yeah, this is option B. Okay, the correct answer here was option B. Then 21st December happened to be on a Wednesday. What will be the 50th day? So Wednesday, 50 by 7, odd number is 1, the odd days are 1, remainder is 1. So one more day after Wednesday, it is a Thursday. Okay? Yes, Asang, it will increase. That's the mess about MAH CET, unfortunately. We'll have to wait and see what they will do. See, same thing happened in SNAP also, correct? Same thing happened in SNAP this year. There is no normalization and there are errors in the questions. So they just went ahead with it. They didn't bother. On rolling a die twice, calculate the probability of when it will land on either 4 or an odd number both the time. So you need 4, 1, 3 or 5. So 4 out of 6 and 4 out of 6. 2 by 3 into 2 by 3. 4 by 9. Option B. Okay. Looking at a photo, Amir says that this person is the mother-in-law of my only daughter-in-law. How is Amir related to the not pension person? How is Amir related to the person in the photo? What is the answer to this? Okay. Once again, I think this here there's a problem. Amir's gender. What is the gender of Amir? Is it mentioned anywhere? I think this is the error. I got confused between this question and that question. Here Amir's gender is not given, right? Amir says that this person is the mother-in-law of my only daughter-in-law. So now who is Amir? Is it male? Is he male or is she female? That's the question. And the gender is not given. So frankly, the answer cannot be determined, but if you assume it to be male, then the answer is husband. So I got confused between this question and the previous question because I knew that I read one question where the gender is not given. My mother-in-law. So what? Mother-in-law exists for males and females both. My daughter-in-law is also correct. Male and female both will have daughter-in-law. Right, Jayesh? See, my mother's my only daughter-in-law. See, my only daughter-in-law. My only daughter-in-law. So I have only one daughter-in-law. That's what it means. I have only one daughter-in-law. So I have only one son. That's what it means. Clear? But anyway, the husband is, the answer is husband here, but they assumed the gender to be male. That's okay. I mean, given the number of, it was mother. This is mother, is it? This person is the mother-in-law of my mother's daughter-in-law. Is that how it was? No comma mother-in-law or no mother-in-law. Deep, that comma makes a lot of difference. No mother-in-law means mother-in-law is not there. No comma mother-in-law means no, it is mother-in-law. So you have to be very careful in English with the commas and punctuations. Okay? Right, Deep. Good, that's okay. We are having a little bit of fun. So what does it, by the way? No. Okay, so if it is no, then the gender is not known. Technically it should be, cannot be determined, but yeah, well, we'll go ahead with it. Husband. Average of 5 numbers. What is the average, guys, for this? What is the average for this? I don't have the time. I didn't do this, frankly. I don't have the time right now to calculate it. Can somebody tell me what is the answer? By the way, this answer was how much? I think this answer was 600. This is 600. It was supposed to be 18, 8 and 14. So this is 4:6. So 3:2. So divide 1000 in the ratio of 3:2. So 5/3. So this is 600 and this is 400. So 18 is supposed to be 600. So that is 600, option E, I believe. Asang, since father is Amir is the father-in-law, where is it given? This person is the mother-in-law of my only daughter-in-law. See, look at it. If I'm a woman, this is me, and I'm a woman, female. Then my son is married my daughter-in-law. So I am the mother-in-law. So then how is the person related? Then it is herself. If it is a woman, it is herself. Correct? So it's like saying that this person is the father of my only son. This person is the father of my only son. If I am male, that is me. If I am female, that person is my husband. Is that clear, Asang? Alright, anyway, so moving on. This, I believe the answer is 64.05, sorry. Somebody mentioned that. Please check 64.25 or 05, guys. Which one is it? Let's quickly do this. 64.25 or 64.05? Anyone? Anyway, let's move on, guys. It's a simple number. I think you can all use the calculators and now get the correct answer. Anil can paint a house in 12 days, or Barun can paint a house. This is a direct question from one of the last years. The answer is 3000. I remember solving this. I straight away went ahead and marked the answer. Okay, the answer is 3000 for this. The position of how many? Okay, this I think we already discussed. So this is already done. Answer is 4. A man tossed 2 days. What is the probability that the total score is a prime number? So what are the prime numbers? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. So for me to get 2, there's only one way, 1 plus 1. To get 3, it is 1 plus 2 or 2 plus 1. To get 5, 1 plus 4, 2 plus 3, 3 plus 2 and 4 plus 1. To get 7, 1 plus 6, 2 plus 5, 3 plus 4, 4 plus 3 and 5 plus 2 and 6 plus 1. And to get 11, 6 plus 5, 5 plus 6. So how many ways can you get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 ways you can get this. Out of 36 ways. So 3 5s are, 3 12s are. 5 by 12 is your answer. Okay? Pick the odd one out. Friendship, enmity, wisdom and folly is your answer. Devotion, loathing, they are opposites. Friendship, enmity, often, seldom, opposites. Loyalty, treachery, opposites. Wisdom and folly are not opposite. Folly is a mistake. Wisdom is being, experienced and wise and not intelligent exactly, but wise. So opposite of wise is otherwise, but basically opposite of wise is foolish. So here wisdom and folly. Right, let's move on. What is the answer to this? The answer I believe is 25% to this question. Okay. Arun's present age, again a straightforward question from one of the last few years. I don't remember which year it is. The answer here is 20%. We discussed this in the last lab to MAH CET. So all these questions we discussed. So I remember this answer. I straight away put the answer as 20%. Length of the longest rod that can be placed, I think the answer is 30 root 2. So it is the body diagonal. The body diagonal is root of L square plus B square plus H square. So this is your length, this is your breadth, this is your height. So if you take the square root of all of these squares, you will get the answer as 30 root 2. Right? So guys, that brings me to the end of the session. I hope you enjoyed the session. Well, I sympathize with all of you with respect to the MAH CET, the way in which it is conducted, but there's nothing that we can do right now except to write to them. So if you if you guys can write to them expressing your displeasure as well as the problems you have faced and the unfairness of not having a normalized score, probably they'll do something about it. So please go ahead and do that. And before you log out, please give me a like on this particular video. We are going to come back to you with the last slot analysis at 8 p.m. today. So don't miss this particular slot analysis also. We are also going to do a lot of CMAT free sessions for you. So if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to it and click on the bell notification icon so that you can get notification about all the CMAT videos that we are bringing to you. Thank you guys. All the very best for your other exams.